The objective of the 2011 Philips Radiology Champions Initiative is to identify, engage, foster community, and ultimately inspire peer-to-peer best practice sharing among the very best Philips Healthcare CT and MR customers. These are customers who self-identify as clinical champions, passionate about breakthroughs in care enabled by Philips. Participants are selected based on specific criteria. Each has a compelling story or clinical best practice to share with the broader medical community. They have energy and interest in sharing the best practice or care breakthrough, and they are motivated and have approval to partner with Philips on this endeavor. At RSNA, Philips launched Imaging 2.0. Beyond the slogan and marketing hype, Imaging 2.0 signals a new approach to how Philips engages and partners with key opinion leaders. Philips has launched a new series of practices in clinical thought leader outreach. The intention is a better coordinated, more professional approach to tapping and leveraging the expertise of key opinion leaders. Over the next few months, our aim is to work with each radiology champion to develop opportunities to give greater visibility to the breakthroughs in care enabled by Philips. These opportunities may include webinars, speaking and teaching engagements, hosting a visit, writing a white paper, and leading an online discussion, among others. Let's hear what some of our radiology champions are saying about the new solutions introduced at RSNA a few months ago. First, Dr. Braff talks about Imaging 2.0.
Imaging 2.0, you've heard about. I've kind of helped a little bit with this in the last year, working with Gene Sarganese and Peter. And you know, if this is not going to be just another one-year flash in the pan set of buzzwords, which remains to be seen and hopefully will be seen, I think putting the radiologist back at the center is very, very valuable and important thing.
This is what Dr. Knopp had to say about why Philips Ingenia 3T MR is the best solution for quantitative imaging.
And the reason I feel very comfortable to say this is for quantifiable readouts, there is nothing better than digitizing instead of analog approaches. So combining these aspects really gives us the tools to do that.
Dr. Mukherjee points out the excellence in engineering on the Ingenia 3T MR.
So when we went to the 3T Achieva TX, the parts per million improved to 2.2. So all of the wonderful comments we heard earlier today that the TX is great, it should be embedded in all the 3Ts, I think this just underscores this in a very clear manner that the homogeneity is substantially improved. And then we went to the 3T Ingenia, and I think everybody who developed this or took part of this should be very happy with that.
Dr. Lehman of the Seattle Cancer Alliance discusses breast MR imaging.
There have been so many women, thankfully, who have been very willing and open to talk about their breast cancer diagnoses.
Dr. Weigold of the Washington Hospital Center talks about the clinical advantages of the Philips ICT.
However, the difference that I notice between our ICT and our 64 is that we don't sweat it. We used to sweat it on the 64 where we would really get very aggressive. Even if heart rates were in the 70s, we would pull patients off the table and re-beta block them and then scan them when their heart rate was lower. And we don't have to do that anymore because of the better gantry speed of the ICT.
Dr. Weigold went on to point out the fantastic image quality at very low doses using the Philips iDose for coronary CTA.
And from the beginning, since we started doing this about 2.5 years ago now, our results have been fantastic. We've been very happy with them. We've been very, very pleased that we've been able to perform really good high-quality coronary CTA using very low X-ray exposure and very minimal contrast dose.
Dr. Waldman of the University of Rochester talks about the advantages of iDose.
One thing that Philips did with their new iDose is not only did they give you iDose, but they gave you some new modulation algorithms which improves that process. So when they go from the chest to the liver, it actually it changes much quicker than it did before. So that we're not seeing the same noise problem that we had previously seen.
Winning in radiology is a cross-functional commitment and a key strategic initiative of Philips Healthcare as we move toward the leadership position in imaging.